What's up, guys? How's it going? It's Robert Sislow, Director of Production for Grant Cardone TV, the Video Genius, here bringing it to you live with the two boys, the two big men, the guys, the head honchos, the entrepreneurs of the century, Josh Forty and Jose Pena of Digital CEOs, currently marketing and branding on Grant Cardone TV. And today's show is going to be about how to make $100,000 on Instagram. What does it take? How do you do it? How do you build a following? How can you make 100 G-balls on Instagram? And Josh and Jose are joining us via GoToMeeting. They're in separate cities right now. They're that much of hustlers doing their deal. So Josh and Jose, thank you so much for being here. How you guys doing today?
Doing awesome, man. Thanks for having us.
Of course,
yeah,
of course.
Pretty awesome.
So tell me, what you guys been up to lately? What have you guys been doing?
Oh, man, so much. We've been obviously closing deals and hustling, getting it done, but really focusing on growing Instagram even more than ever. Instagram's such a powerful platform, and so we just really want to continue to grow our network, teach people, educate people. We've been coming out we're doing mini courses to where we'll get, 100 or 1,000 people, anywhere between 100 and 1,000 people on little webinars and mini courses, teaching them all about Instagram growth, Instagram branding, social media as a whole, and just getting it done, dude.
Yeah, and also we're putting together a couple of products also in other different niches like fitness, sports, soccer too. So we're putting together a couple courses, programs, and all that good stuff. So we're launching different products and different services in different niches to serve people in all different areas. So we're pretty excited about all that.
That's good. So when you say you're launching products, you're talking about growth and branding for these different niches that you have, correct?
Yeah,
actually, yes. But like, for example, for soccer and fitness, it will be just specifically for that. For example, somebody that wants to lose weight, somebody wants to bulk up and stuff like that. So programs specifically designed for that specific target audience. But also, that's what's going to say right now.
Yeah, and so basically we partnered up with a lot of different, so we have people in the fitness industry, we have people in the marketing industry, we have people in different industries that we do marketing for. And so since our network is very large and across many different niches in the platform of Instagram, we get to, then ultimately have some say in the branding that's going on there. But as far as the Instagram stuff is concerned and the marketing, we're launching products. We have products, some mini courses that we got coming out here in the next 2 weeks that are going to be, mini classes for people to learn how to do specific branding on Instagram and specific growth on Instagram, specific monetization. And then we've also branched out. The Digital CEOs company as a whole has branched out and gotten into social media in general. So Instagram is obviously our nut, right? I mean, what we have and what's
it's the
really
juice. It's the one.
at.
It's the good one. It's the thing. It's the main flow.
It's the good one. That's what it is. But we're also branched out. We partnered up with some of the top influencers on Snapchat and some of the top influencers on YouTube to also bring in some really quality to brand not only on Instagram, but then extend the brand across all platforms.
That's incredible. So you
really
guys have been
excited
hustling. You guys have been hustling lately.
Oh man, we're getting it done, man.
So let's get into the right down to what we want to talk about here. Instagram's a hot platform. You guys are obviously the experts in the platform right now doing your deal. Like you just said, you've reached out to some major heavy hitters on Instagram, but also Snapchat and other big marketing platforms. So one of the topics that you just mentioned was monetization on Instagram, which I think fits right into the show, which is what we're going to be talking about, how to make $100,000 on Instagram. Obviously, that's got to start with monetization. It starts with a brand. Tell the audience and tell me, because I'm curious to know, what is the process? How do you guys go about doing it as far as, number one, setting up your Instagram account for monetization and how you get on the path to making $100,000 on that platform?
Absolutely, for sure, 100%. And so this is something that obviously is a process, and I think that's something that people need to understand, is that there's multiple steps involved in this. It's not just one day you just go out and go, oh, look, even if I have a large following, I'm just going to be able to make $100,000 right away off of it. And so there's a process in that. And what that looks like for us and in the way that we've found most effective is, first off, you have to have an audience, right?
Right.
And depending upon the size of that audience, you can start marketing, at 5,000 followers, and you can market if you have 500,000 or 1 million followers. The way that that's going to look is slightly different, but the concepts are the same, right? And the very first thing that you want to do is provide value. okay? And you want to start establishing yourself as someone, as a qualified individual, a qualified page in whatever industry that you're in. So, for example, if you are, in the fitness niche, you need to post valuable content and give people, free value on that. You know what I'm saying? So, Josue can expound upon that a little bit more there.
Yeah. So, for example, in the fitness industry, like you mentioned right now, the process, it might look a little bit different when it comes to you saying like you're having 100,000 followers, 500,000, or even a million if you have 5,000 or just 1,000. But the concept is the same. The concept is this. People need to go through what they call the buyer's process. So they first need to know you, like you, trust you, and finally they buy from you. So it's KLTV, like usually what the people call it. So people will not buy from you unless they trust you, unless they see you as trustworthy. And in order for them to get to that point, you need to first establish credibility. You need to first give them value. You first need to establish yourself as somebody that they can go to in order to get the information they need, in order to get the help they need. So if you have, let's say, 500,000 followers, that might be going on live stream, doing Instagram stories, posting relevant content, and telling people to click the link in your bio so they can go through the sales process and sales funnel,
I like
which Josh
that. That's smart.
And Josh talk a little bit more upon. But that might be like if you have a large audience. If you have a small audience, people think, oh no, I cannot monetize with 1,000 followers or 5,000 followers, which is not true. The process is going to be a little bit different, but the concept is the same. The process might be one-to-one marketing, which is the most powerful way. So you might be talking to your followers directly, maybe answering comments, telling them to DM you, answering direct messages, and giving them value that way. And then you can just close the sale and close the deal. In fact, we have friends in the fitness industry who have, I think, less than 10,000 followers, and they're making over $4,000 or $5,000 just like that.
Yeah.
They just gave them free value, and they came and they just told them, hey, I'm a fitness coach. If you're interested, I can help you get to X. I can help you get this result. And then they just basically sell $300, $400 a month packages and just close deals and sales like that. So
I think that's perfect. One of the things that I found, especially with Instagram stories, is number one, I totally agree with you. You need to have an audience to start. So you're going to have to invest some time on building up that name, building up the following that you have on the platform. I'm creeping up on 5,000, and I feel like that's a huge accomplishment for me. 40 days ago, I think I had how much did I had? I probably had about 1,200 people. So I really started spending time putting content out there all the time. But I love Instagram stories. I'm going to tell you why. Not only have I been able to connect with people a lot better, I get to be a lot more transparent with those stories. And I've had people comment to me. They're like, dude, your energy is insane. You're awesome. We love you. What are you doing? I'm putting my phone number on there. I'm pitching on there. I say what I want, what I need on there. How does that interactivity, that personality, the kind of craziness stuff that I can do or other people can do help to get the following up, help to get the engagement up? And how does that tie into what you guys are doing?
Yeah, that's an excellent point, and I love that you brought that up. There are so many Instagram pages out there, and this is why I said it's a process. You got to take them through this. There's so many pages out there, right? I could be following you, but I could also be following 10 other people just like you. So what are you going to do that's going to be different, right? And so what those stories do, what those live streams do, and what establishing credibility does is it brings a personal feel to it. Right? And the more that you can be personal and the more that you can be transparent and kind of show what you're doing, the more you establish that following, that trust, and people feel like they can trust you, right? And taking them through that know you, like you, trust you, buy from you process, putting your face with that, showing the real life interaction every single day, what you're doing, and just being real with people goes a hugely long way. And so there is such a disconnect now. The beautiful thing about social media is that it connects a lot of people, but the double-edged sword of that is that there's so much of it out there that everyone feels like they're going to be scammed if they're asked to buy something online. And so if you actually build that trust with people, put your face behind it, I mean, even if you have 1 million followers, right, and it's a brand account, still putting that face behind that account name so that people can associate, okay, this is a real person. Right? And so having that connection there, having that real feeling just drives your engagement off the charts because people feel like they can trust you. They know what you're selling. You're able to answer their questions. And it's more along the lines of, if I sat down with you, Robert, in studio or on a Skype call like this and talked to you about your product or service, that's gonna, like, I'm gonna be way more likely to buy from you than if you just like sent me an email or like just were like, oh, buy my stuff. Right? Because I feel like I can trust you and we have this relationship now because you provided me a ton of value. And it allows you, when you're live like that and on your stories, to provide a ton of value to people, which ultimately in turn gets them to trust you.
Yeah. People buy people. They don't buy products or services. No.
People buy people. I love that. Absolutely love that. So how do you guys, so let's go to the next step now. You've talked about the following, build the monetization. What's the next steps if somebody's got, let's say they're building, they're doing their deal, they're promoting, they're doing the stories, they're actually listening to everything that you're talking about or other gurus talk about, but they want to use Instagram as a monetization platform. Tell us, what does that look like when people come to you, work with you guys to do that? I know you guys have a webinar. It's how to earn $100,000 on Instagram, and you give away a lot of good content on there. So what is it that you guys are offering that sets you apart from other people that claim to be experts and gurus on Instagram that anybody would want to communicate with you about?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. I appreciate it. The webinar that we got going on is how to make $25,000 to $50,000 a month on Instagram. And basically what we teach and what we really encourage people to do is to like we said, provide value up front and build that audience. But then once you have that audience, go out and really, number one, own your product, right? I mean, I know Grant Cardone talks about this a lot. If you don't believe in what you're selling, right, you shouldn't be selling it, right? So you should be able to pitch over and over and over again what it is that you're selling because you're confident about it. So it's very, very important to believe in the product of what you're selling, but then to go through and understand the funnel, build a funnel, okay? And a lot of people, and I know this sounds contradictory, but I want to be real with the audience here. For those of you that are listening, Instagram is not the end platform. Okay, Instagram is the traffic source. Instagram is what brings you credibility. Instagram is what brings you views and brings you eyeballs. But like, I don't get paid simply because I have 1 million followers on Instagram. I get paid because I'm what I'm able to do with that. And so for those of you out there, what we work with you people to do is understand, okay, who's your audience, right? Who are you trying to target? Now that you have this following, what do they need? What are their needs? So you need to focus on, when you build your funnel and when you take them through this buyer's process, providing value to them, getting them to trust you, when you pitch them, what is it that they're looking for? And then sell the result of your product. So many people are like, selling what the actual product is, and that's cool, but I don't really care what your product is. If it doesn't help me, I want to know, like, I'm not gonna buy it if it doesn't help me. I need to know what the end result is. So if you're in the fitness industry, how to get a six-pack. Do you want, this product's going to teach you how to get a six-pack. If you're in the luxury niche, maybe how to look super, super, sharp. Like, do you want to learn how to dress like, pick a, celebrity or something?
Right.
If you're, whatever niche you're in, you want to learn how to market, sell the result. And so when you sell the result and own your product, like, people can be like, okay, look, he's confident about what he's selling. Here's what he's going to do for it. I trust him now. And if you build out, and this is key, building out a funnel that takes them from just a stranger and taking them down to selling whatever it is, the product or service that they have.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of this. I only get paid because I know what the audience wants. What are some things you guys do to really identify what an audience is looking for? I know with me, I directly ask them. I'll just be like, hey, what do you want? What's going on? I mean, I was doing a survey a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to find out what they thought about the word success, and people were messaging me and inboxing me, and I was taking in all the data, and it was really cool because once they acknowledged it, once they actually gave me that information, I re-shouted them back out, gave them a flow. I mean, right now I'm hitting about 300 to 500 people per story on my Instagram, which is pretty strong. I mean, I don't. It's new for me. It's a new game, but I'm like, okay, well, I can help people. I've got, I'm reaching a large chunk of people every single day. So dive a little bit further. How are you finding out what your audience wants, and how does somebody in the fitness industry or whatever industry they're in really use that to their advantage to do what you guys said, do the $100,000 days, $40,000, whatever that is?
So for that, just like you said, just ask questions. When you have a smaller following, you can ask people directly one-on-one. But like when you start growing, just post something and ask people. For example, on a football page we have, Elation Football, we posted something like, we showed a player training, and we simply asked them in the caption saying, what is your biggest struggle? What do you want to improve on? We got like 200 comments on that thing. And people DMing us, telling them, hey, I want to improve this. I want to improve my speed, power, etc., right? And then we know, okay, so people are struggling with their speed. They want to get faster. They want to run faster. All right, so what can we offer them? What can we teach them? How can we teach them how to improve their speed? Right? That might be weight training. That might be calisthenics. That might be body weight. Nutrition is a big factor. All these things, then we combine them into a package, a product, and then we say, hey, this, you told me you want to improve your speed. Here I have this perfect solution that will help you improve your speed. And it's simply just knowing your audience, and that comes like a long way, knowing who your audience is and knowing specifically who you're trying to target. People try to reach everybody, and by trying to reach everybody, they reach nobody. So the more specific and the more niche you are, the better. That way you're able to target and pinpoint those people, your dream customers, and then take them up through the value ladder and down the funnel. So those dream customers are going to vouch for you. They're going to defend you. They're going to buy over and over from you because you've taken them through the buyer's process. And once you do that, you basically golden. You basically start cranking sales on autopilot. So
yeah, so asking is hugely important. Like he said, like you're doing, just simply asking whether, it doesn't matter what niche you're in. You know, we do a lot of work. One of the biggest industries that we do work in is the marketing industry, right? How to market and sell your products. Ask people, what's your problem? Is it an audience? You know, what are you struggling with? They will tell you. I promise you, they will tell you. Just ask.
Incredible. I love that. So typically, how long does it take for you guys to get, when you're working with somebody, to get them up to speed, not only on a following, but really starting to monetize a product, service, or business that they have? What's the process you guys do with your customers and clients?
Yeah, great question. And so it really depends upon where they're at, right? If we're working with a business, that's going to look much, much different than if we're working with an individual that's just starting out. But as a general rule, first off, we like to determine, once again, who your target audience is. You have to know who you're selling to. You have to know who you're marketing to. You got to know these things. So determine what it is who it is you want to target market. Like, who's your target market, right? So once you determine that, if you already have a product, so if you're a business per se, we've established your target market. Then we're going to build a funnel. And we do a lot of work with funnels, and we work with some pretty high-end marketers to build funnels for companies. And we determine, all right, here's our product, here's our target market. How are we going to show our target market that our product, or this company's product, whatever it is what they need, right? So we've asked them, we've said, okay, what are you guys struggling with? And so we need to present our product or our service, could be either, with the solution of what it's going to solve. All right. So maybe they're struggling with getting leads, right? One of our packages is, hey, we're going to show you how to get 100,000 followers on Instagram. Okay, completely organically. And we have a course that does that. It's igmmcourse.com. But so we're going to then present that in a way to a business or to a company that says, hey, look, are you struggling with leads? Maybe you have a super awesome product. Maybe you have a super awesome sales funnel. But if you're struggling with leads and nobody sees nobody sees it, here's what you need, right? We got to get you that. Maybe it's struggling with a sales funnel. Maybe it's struggling so we need to identify what the problem is that they're trying to solve.
So you guys are you're offering multiple, not to interrupt you, but you're offering multiple solutions. You're offering, not only am I going to help you generate traffic on Instagram, but I'm going to help you guys build funnels, and we're going to make sure that whole sales process is actually okay. Is that what you're saying?
Digital CEOs, yes, absolutely, 100%. From start to finish, we grow a following, we do the sales funnel, we help you identify products or services that you could do to expand your business. I mean, that's what we do, and we've had success, worldwide with this. So yes, for us personally. But if it's you, maybe you're good at one thing, right? And you need to determine how you can best present your offer to someone. because your offer might be really, really good, but if you don't know how to present it to the customer, even if it's the best offer in the whole entire world, if you don't have the right customer and you don't have the right way to present that, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Right? So presenting it well and determining who your target market is everything.
What do you think is the biggest obstacle that people have to overcome when they're trying to target an audience or market a product that they think is super, they know it's good? But what do you think is the biggest thing that they have to overcome, and how do you guys solve that?
I think the biggest problem that they have is not building a value ladder. They think, for example,
A value ladder?
Value ladder. Yes.
Value ladder.
Value ladder. So they think they have this awesome product, and it's, let's say, it costs $500, right? And they think they can just drive cold traffic, cold leads, cold people that have never heard of this, and people just simply will buy because, the product.
Dude, I love that. I love it when people are like, "Oh my God, I got this amazing product. I'm gonna turn my website on. I'm gonna make money." Really? That's not how it's gonna work. I'm sorry. I need to have my website built. Really? Once that website is built, now what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Right.
Anyway, continue. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, building a value ladder, let's say your end goal, again, and this comes to everything we mentioned before, the buyer's process, the sales funnel, the value ladder, knowing who your dream customer is and where you want to take them, understanding that, writing down, hey, my dream customer looks like this. His name is Sally or Rick or whatever it is, writing it down, knowing who you're specifically trying to target and where you want to take them to, and then building a value ladder that's going to take them right here. So let's say the first step of the value ladder might be a free ebook, a free product, right? That way people can start knowing you. Again, the buyer's process. People can start knowing you, can start trusting you. And then maybe you pitch a $19 product, right? A little bit higher, but still low ticket. And then but they got the free thing, they got value from it, and they're going to say, okay, the $20 thing might have a lot more value because the free one had, right? They buy it and they see, all right, this solved X problem, had a lot more value, and I'm starting to trust these people a lot more, right? So,
Right.
And once a buyer, always a buyer, right?
Exactly.
And then you start taking them through that buyer's process and value ladder, and then you can sell your ultimate product, which is where you want to take your dream client, dream customer. And obviously, along the way, people are going to drop off,
Right.
but you don't care. You want your dream client to buy the best product you have. So that's I think where people struggle the most
100%.
is understanding the value ladder and the process that people go through when they buy.
Yeah, 100%. The value ladder and understanding that there is always a competitor out there, and you want to provide more value than that competitor. You want to, establish yourself. Long gone are the days when it's just hey, we have the best product, buy my stuff, and people are going to do it. There's too many options out there now. Right? I have the internet, I have Google, right? So taking them through that value ladder and establishing yourself, as, all right, here's some free value, taking them up the ladder. And then also understanding, and this is something that I think a lot of people forget a lot of times, is, and Josue mentioned it briefly, a buyer is a buyer. Okay, so once a buyer, always a buyer. And remember that. And I know that sounds terrible in the sense of oh, you're going to target those, but yeah, there are.
Well, it's not
people,
terrible, dude. I mean, Grant talks about that all the time. It's the second sale, It's why am I going to go get new business when I know that this person already likes what I'm doing? Let me just ask them. Let's just say, hey, look, hey, Robert, John, whatever. Hey, I was thinking about you. I saw that you're enjoying the program. Sorry you're enjoying the product. Who else, if you're not interested in anything else that I can offer you right now, who else could you talk to? There's ways to use that.
Yeah, so target people that buy, right? I mean, you have to understand there's always going to be people that no matter how good the offer is, no matter how well you presented everything, there are just people that are not going to buy, right? And that's okay. But don't focus on those people. Be nice to them, right? But focus on the people that are going to buy. So if I give you a $10 offer and there's 10,000 people in front of me right now and 1,000 people buy that $10 product, guess what? I know that the likeliness that someone that just bought a $10 product is 20 or 50 times higher. I don't know what the percentage is. They are way more likely, though, to buy your next product at $50, $100, or $1,000 than the person that didn't buy anything at all. And so take them through that value ladder process. Always be pitching everyone, always be providing value to everyone, but understand who you're targeting. You're targeting people that are going to buy.
It's perfect. Absolutely incredible. This information's absolutely been invaluable, absolutely amazing. I know that we have a few things that you guys have going on personally right now as far as what you guys are specifically offering. I want you guys to tell us where the audience can go to get in contact with you, where they can get that value that you guys talk about, and where they can get started with working with you guys as opposed to anybody else, because you guys have delivered an insane amount of value today. Where could they go to find out more information about how they can work with you?
Yeah, awesome. Appreciate that. Well, like we said, we always believe in delivering on value first. So the first thing we like to do is we say, hey, we have a free ebook, right? If you want to learn more about us, learn about more about the strategies that we teach as far as specifically growing your Instagram, go to, it's digitalceos.co/free IG, and I'm assuming you're going to probably post a link there somewhere.
Yes, I'm going to have the link
but
there.
Download that free ebook, and that's going to get you started in understanding the process of all of this, understanding how to grow a following on there. And then on the thank you page of that ebook, there's going to be a link you can click on. It's going to take you to a free Facebook group. And you can get in there. It's called the Digital CEOs Community. You can just search that on Facebook. You can get the link there. We'll post the link up. But that Facebook group, it's got over 4,000 members in it now. We're growing at over 100 new members per day. Completely free, right? And we sit in there, we do live streams in there, we interact in there. That's going to teach you so much about marketing, so much about growing an Instagram following, so much about social media marketing in general. That's going to be the best place to get started as far as learning about who we are and what we do, and staying up to date with all the things that we got going on, because we got stuff going on pretty much daily. It seems like we're putting out something new and helping people out in a new way. So I'd strongly encourage everyone, get the free ebook, join the Facebook group. That's the first thing, right? Get in there and understand who you're working with and what we have. The second thing that we have is we just launched the 29th of December, so basically the first of the year, a program, a course called Instagram Mastery and Monetization. And igmmcourse.com is the link. So if you just go to IG for Instagram, and Mastery Monetization is the M&M. So igmmcourse.com. It is a step-by-step, super in-depth video training series. There's over 50 videos in there, and it's going to go over basically everything that we talked about today. And how to grow your Instagram following from scratch, the strategies that we have in there. Pretty much anyone that applies those strategies can go from 0 to 100,000 followers on Instagram in less than a year. And then we show you how to take that 100,000 followers and then monetize it. You know, we talk about branding, we talk about providing value, we talk about marketing your own products or services, or maybe you're out there right now and you're like, I have no idea what to sell because I don't have my own product or service. We talk about how you can monetize if you don't have a product or service of your own as well. So Instagram Mastery Monetization, igmmcourse.com, that would be the place. That's a paid product, but there's so much value in there. There's network groups in there. You get tied into our network. You get access to our insiders group, the whole 9 yards. That would be the next place to go, I would say, after the Facebook group and free ebook.
All right, guys, excellent. Well, thank you so much, Josh and Jose, for being here. You guys are absolute rock stars. You are at the forefront of Instagram entrepreneurship and helping millions of people. How many people you got following you again on Instagram? What's the number? I think it's like 3 million.
3.
Well, our network personally, our
Your
personal
network,
between
the
us and our
network.
team is 15 million.
15 million people.
15 million in our network. Our personal following between just the 3 people on our team, Josue and I, and our other team member, we have over 3 million. I think it's like 3.4 or 5, something like that now. But our network is 15 million and growing. So big time stuff.
Good.
And
I absolutely love that. You guys.
Instagram, man, anybody, any niche, no matter what it is. If you're watching right now, no matter what you're passionate about, no matter what you're doing, Instagram, you can grow a following 100% organically and quickly. It is the fastest growing platform of social media, period, hands down, and it's awesome.
It is easier than people think, and it's just monetizing. We tell people all the time, monetizing is a lot more than just selling shout-outs, because people think, oh, I can grow a following.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, they actually have services where you can actually shout people out on Instagram stories and get paid like $70 a shout-out. I'm like, no, man, I want to make $5,000. Let's go.
That's not what the money is, though.
Yeah, no.
That's not what the money is. Like, think about, like, I pay for a shout-out. Like, people pay me for a shout-out, let's say, on Instagram stories, and pay me $70, right? And let's say they pay you $70 and 500 people watch. Let's say you're selling a $30 product. and 3 people buy, you already got more money than you just paid. Like, that's not what the money is. The money is in selling people your products and services. That's
Exactly.
where the money is on Instagram. And like the mentality switching people from shout outs to selling stuff, like actual things, is like the biggest struggle I see for people right now. So
Incredible. Well, I got a bunch of take.
Own what you do.
What was that? Go ahead.
I said you got to own what you do. Own your product. Own your service. Own what you do.
That's perfect, man. Dude, I got a lot of value today. I got provide value. People by people. What is this? I get paid because I use the following that I have. I must tell you, since I've started using Instagram stories, I've probably closed about, I would say in the last 60 days, about $175,000 in business off of that.
No.
It works. It's there. Josh and Josue are the head guys of Digital CEOs. The website where you can get started with them is digitalceos.co/free IG. That's correct. digitalceos.co/free IG. They're going to get you hooked up on how to grow your Instagram following to 100,000 followers in under a year and get you on the steps to doing $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 days on Instagram. Check them out. digitalceos.co/free IG. Every single week, Grant and I bring experts, individuals in their industry to the show Ask the Pro to share with you their knowledge, their techniques, their strategies that they use to be successful. And we want to see you here on Ask the Pro. Stay tuned until next week. Thank you so much.